Hello and good evening from St. Louis Park High School. I'm Bruce Washburn along with Steve Hunnigs, and tonight it's a Section 6 4A quarterfinal game between the St. Louis Park Orioles and the Minneapolis Washburn Millers. Steve, always exciting as you get to the sections, and it's a one and done, so you gotta get through the first game to get to the next one.
Always great working with you, Bruce. A legend, a St. Louis Park legend. Postseason play. Let's look at this Park team. It's the one that's 8-6 since January 1st.
You're good. All right, so for the starting lineups, we're going to start with, they're doing it alternately, but we're going to start with the Washburn lineup. It'll be number 1, Jamar Nelson, a junior guard averaging 10 points per game. Number 10, Niall Dickel, a junior guard averaging 6.4. Number 11, Will Kelbs, a junior guard averaging 2 points per game. Number 23, Josh Rogers. He's a senior guard averaging 17. And then number 34, David Warman, the center. He's a senior averaging 9 points per game. For the St. Louis Park Orioles, it'll be number 3, Cole Ewald, senior guard. He's averaging 10 per game. Jacob Holm, junior forward, averaging 6 per game. Eric Peel, senior forward, averaging 9 points. Aaron Ellingson, senior forward, averaging 6 points. And number 23, Paris Johnson, a junior, averaging 19 points per game.
Bruce, here's my message for tonight and for all postseason play, since guard play often dominates. Postseason play, prowess, reduce turnovers, shoot the ball well, get the ball out in transition, win postseason games.
You got it. Winner of this game will go on to face the winner of the Robbinsdale Cooper Minneapolis South game. That game being played tonight as well. So they will be playing on Friday evening. As we get ready to jump it up, St. Louis Park in the black uniforms, Washburn the white with the blue and red. Ferris tips it, and this is Ellingson into the front court. Field drives down the baseline, gives it to Johnson. Back out to Ewald. Ewald had a great game. I went and saw the St. Louis Park Armstrong game where Orioles beat Armstrong. And Ewald had 26 points in that game as Paris Johnson misses the first shot of the game. Rebound for the Millers, and this is Nelson. Dickel passes it across. Now on the right side. They go inside, back out, and Warman with the 3, and we get a foul inside.
Tough opening possession for Park.
Yeah, so the basket.
Offensive foul.
Okay, yeah, but the basket was good. They are giving.
Bruce, I like Park's chances with Paris Johnson, strong perimeter player, transition baskets, good three-point shooting from Cole Ewald, Jacob Holm. Good balanced attack.
Thought maybe we get a chance after to look at that last basket too. This is Holm putting up the 3 off the mark, and the rebound came down to Rogers. Into the right side, back out top, Nelson. See Washburn moves it around the perimeter very well. Cross-court pass for Kelbs. Kelbs takes it down inside, and he draws the foul, so another chance for a 3-point play. They're trying to score in threes here.
Orioles playing aggressive man-to-man defense, but are getting beat in the back door a little bit.
There you go.
Okay. We'll get it yet, Bruce.
All right. So Kelbs converts a 3-point play, 6-0 in favor of the Millers. Good spin move by Ewald. Now he takes it in the lane. Shot didn't go, but good rebound. Follow up by Paris.
Paris is a nice inside-outside player.
6-2 in favor of the Millers. This is Kelps. He's guarded by Peel now. They work it back around the other side. Nelson, inside pass, double team. Almost a travel, no call. Back up top. There's a three is good. So Miller's hitting, and this is Kelp again.
Kelp did a nice job of finding the open spot in the court. Important for St. Louis Park to remain calm. Washburn has a little aggressiveness early in the game. Quick feet.
Royals have been a good comeback team at times as Ewald puts it up and in. That's big for Cole. He hit his first shot of the game because when Cole starts hitting, he can get in a groove.
Let's see how the Orioles start defending Washburn's penetration.
Back out for another three. That's off the mark, but the rebound was tracked down by the Millers. Good pass inside. Got under a little too far, but Rogers was able to get the putback up and in. 11-5, 6-point lead for the Millers. Pretty fast-paced early start of the game.
Bruce, that's one of those interesting pieces. Got to come up with loose balls.
Ewald takes it in the lane. Tough move. Just couldn't get that one to go, but it was a nice attempt by Ewald. Back on the other end is Nelson. Rogers in the corner. This is Kelps. Nice hook shot by Warman. Washburn hasn't really missed much in this first half. There's Ewald, a little strong. Paris gets the ball. Nice pass inside. Shot and a foul. That was send Ellingson to the line.
Well, this time it was Park's turn to pick up the loose ball and create an offensive opportunity.
First foul of the game for Washburn on Warman. Ellingson misses the first. Whereas going to bring Tyshawn Lyons in the game along with Deontay's Ross. May give the Orioles a little bit more speed on defense here.
I've been impressed with Washburn's passing.
Get your mic working, Steve. You're too valuable to not have mic'd up. They're very directional. You gotta get that white little thing facing you.
We'll hold it, Bruce.
That's good. You're better now. Nice pass inside. Shot was
good block.
Blocked, yep.
But Ewald, that's good size for a guard.
Lions, quick into the front court.
A little more speed. Just as you suggested, Bruce, a little more speed.
So Jamar Nelson picking up his first foul, 13th foul.
Washburn running swing offense. Need to get in that passing lanes a little bit, make it a little more uncomfortable for them.
Orioles trail by 7 early on, 13:46 to go in the first half.
Beautiful pass.
Good cut, Paris, and he draws the foul. That's going to be on number 10, Dickel. That will send Paris to the line. Well, that was, you can see very little contact though. I think.
He sold that, as they say.
Right.
Even though it's early, important to score with the clock out on free throws when you're behind.
So coming into the game, Cass Ramberg, number 15, also number 21, Max Bilchik.
Park with a little press, full court press.
get into the front court. Rogers takes it along the baseline. Floater not good. Orioles on a quick break here. Along to Paris Johnson. Tries to finish, but he's pushed. Foul against Millers. That's going to be number 5 on the Millers here early on.
Impressed with the Orioles transition game now that they've starting to force some missed shots.
One thing Paris does is he has very good body control. He doesn't draw many charges.
Right.
He's able to just really work his way into very tight spaces, and he did a great job there.
As they say, good geometry between Ewald and Johnson.
That's a good way of putting that. And Paris, he struggled a little bit in the last few weeks from the free throw line. Still making some free throws, but lower percentage. Here he's got hits his first 3.
Nice job by Paris. Park back with their full court press. Lions did a nice job again, pressing the inbound.
Ball is tipped out of bounds. Millers will retain possession.
The Orioles, since their substitutions, little 4-0 run here on free throws.
St. Louis Park closing the season strong with a couple big wins over Armstrong and Kennedy. 59-56 over Armstrong at Armstrong, and then 74-62 at Bloomington Kennedy.
As they say, Bruce, play your best basketball at the end of the year, right?
That's correct. The last foul on Ewald.
Nice double team.
Lions have the steal. Now we get a foul on the Millers.
As you noted, Bruce, interesting what a little change in tempo can do. Suddenly the Orioles are deflecting passes, getting into the passing lanes, creating turnovers.
Well, one more foul and the Orioles will be in the bonus. Still 13 minutes to go in the first half. St. Louis Park has picked up 2 fouls so far. Lions takes it amongst the towers.
Beautiful
and puts
shot.
it in.
I've always liked Coach Dave's weave offense. It looks, always get a good shot out of it, so it seems.
And Tyshawn gives the Orioles some bench points, which are much needed. They haven't had too many points from their bench this season, and Tyshawn with a nice finish there.
Beautiful play, great hustle.
Ewald with the steal. Here's Paris Johnson. He looks to see who he's got with him.
And he finishes.
Yeah, that's a nice finish.
8-0 run since the substitutions, Bruce. Great job by the Orioles. Fell behind, kept their composure, changed the pace a little bit, created turnovers, scoring in transition. Keys for postseason success.
And watch Ewald here. What a great job he does. He gets up in the air, saves the basketball. Right, and then watch Paris. Coast to coast. That's what I was saying, how he can split the defenders. A lot of players that are young may just go in straight on, pick up a charging call. Paris was able to maneuver his way in there and still be able to finish the shot. And that's the key, being able to finish. And he did such a great job with that. He's been a great, fun player to watch. And, it's great that we're going to have Paris back for another season.
What do you look for next year? He's obviously going to be the center of attention for the Orioles.
Yeah, he will be. And when you look at the starting lineup for the St. Louis Park Orioles, they have 2 juniors, and that's Jacob Holm and Paris Johnson. So they're going to have to find some guard play to replace Ewald, who's been their second leading scorer.
We've got a lot of basketball to play this season, so let's focus on 2020.
Big game here as we're in the quarterfinals of Section 6 4A. Kelbs guarded by Lions.
Lions has done a great job on Kelbs.
And Lions picks up the foul.
You can tell Kelbs is a spark plug for Washburn, both passing, and he's not afraid to take the ball inside.
Oh, we're going to get a
intentional foul.
Technical foul, yeah. It's Paul, do we have that again on replay? I'd like to see that. Okay, may have been away from the play, so
2 shots and possession, correct?
Should be. What they would call a flagrant.
I saw him signal a technical. First they signal a flagrant, now a technical. I'm not sure it makes a difference.
Right, so Cole Ewald will shoot the free throws here. Should be 2 shots. Sometimes it's so hard to go up to that free throw line when no one's around.
Exactly, Bruce.
So Cole 1 of 2 from the line. Orioles will have the ball too as well. They lead by 2. Johnson wanted the ball back. Let's see. Orioles set up here. Keontae's back out to Ewald. Johnson, spin move, but he lost his footing. Lost the basketball at the same time. Spin move inside. Getting under too far that time for Washburn was number 0, Wheeler.
Ross made a nice play, never gave up on it.
Ewald on the other end. He can't get it to go. Johnson tipped it. Here comes the Millers. This is Wheeler back. Out for 3. Passing on the 3 is Nelson and puts it in. And they get a charge called.
Ellingson making one of those gritty plays, taking a charge. Did not count the basket.
Right, the basket won't count. 8th foul of the game for the Millers. And that's foul number 2 on Nelson. So
Ross and Lyons playing terrific defense.
Ellingson, he had a great movement. I guess he got pushed because the Millers are picking up a lot of fouls and the fans are getting restless on this sideline. Yeah, that was like a reach-in foul. Nine fouls for the Millers, and we still have 10, almost 11 minutes to go. So St. Louis Park will be in the double bonus. I haven't seen St. Louis Park in a double bonus this early. That's going to be a foul on Paris. He doesn't like the call, but
Johnston against Rogers is a good matchup.
what you have to understand is the refs are calling it tight, and so Paris, he's going to have to back off a little bit. You can see he had his feet moving, and good call. (16-14) now. Rogers averaging 17 points a game and makes the second free throw. He's got 4 in the game and back to a 1-point game. Dvorak in the game for the Orioles. Will is able to keep it over and back. I think I say over and back. He did cross over.
Well, we talk about avoiding especially unnecessary turnovers.
That's close.
There you go.
Right there. Yep. Need to get rid of the ball before his foot slid. Nice drive to the basket. Josh Rogers worked his way in that time. Torres can take the ball to the hoop and try and draw some more fouls, Steve, because they're going to get 2 shots on any foul.
It's interesting. Park started pressuring the ball well, and then 23 started driving.
Yeah, the Warriors are going to have to drive it to the basket a little bit, too. There's a 3 by Peel. It's good.
I love the patience of the offense. Find that corner 3.
So Peel's first 3 points of the game. Orioles back up by 2, 19-17. Good basketball game so far. Orioles and the Millers trying to get into the semifinals. Missed shot by number 21, Bilchik. Oh, that's a tough call as Dvorak went charging in there. What do you think, Steve?
Could have gone either way, Bruce.
Right. Maybe a no call would have been. This free throw by Dvorak.
I'm always impressed with the Orioles' commitment to transition basketball. They take advantage of every opportunity they can to run. And part of it is a lack of post size, but they pass the ball well.
Orioles are going to bring Ewald back in for a minute here. And Dvorak missing another free throw.
Ewald with a nice job of stopping the ball. Textbook. Paris Johnson with a little bit of rest. We'll see how the Orioles do now with their best player off the court.
I think that's one of the reasons, too, that Ewald came in, too, to give the Orioles some scoring, see if they can work the ball outside to him. And a late call comes in from both officials.
Late but correct call.
Right.
So these are always tense moments when your best player is on the bench, but you have to give him some rest at some point.
Jackson McLean picks up the foul.
Warman with a nice touch.
And a chance to tie it up for Warman here with 8:53 to go in the half.
And just as I say that, he misses.
Well, yeah, he missed it, but a great rebound by Rogers.
So there's that point without Paris Johnson in the game. Rogers has physical mismatch.
Ewald took it inside in the corner. Here's a 3 put up, and it's good by Holm. So
Love the Orioles' unselfishness. That extra pass for the open corner 3.
Right, and it all set up by the drive by Ewald, getting as far in as he can and then passing that ball outside.
Call those meaningful passes.
Starting to have a few lead changes now, and that's a nice hook shot by Warman.
Good recognition, not a lot of size in the post for the Orioles. Warman using his bulk to establish position.
Backdoor cut.
Beautiful job.
What a great pass by Ewald.
Ewald at home. You can tell there's been a lot of minutes logged by the two of those together.
Definite height advantage right now, but the Orioles are going to bring Ellingson in to try and give them a little bit more height. And here's foul number 6 on the Orioles. That one on Dvorak.
Coach might say, let's not commit fouls 25 feet away from the basket. How long do you think, Bruce, they'll let Paris Johnson rest?
I think he'll come in on the next whistle.
But you can afford to do it when you have the lead.
Drive to the hoop by Rogers.
Good rebound by Peel.
Get it up quickly to Holm. He's feeling it. Jacob with 8 points. I think he's got the last 8 points for the Orioles.
You see that on the YouTube highlights. Good transition play, pass to the corner, hit the three.
And the Millers get a needed basket by Josh Rogers. (27-24). Still 6:47 to go in the first half.
Bruce, the Orioles ever play any zone defense?
Mostly man-to-man. Right through the legs of Holm.
Thought would be with Paris Johnson out of the game, play a little bit of zone.
Well, both teams are just really they're trying to take it to the hoop more. So Washburn right now trying to draw fouls because they're
physical advantage inside.
Yeah, this is Maggie. Ryan Maggie with the first free throw attempt is not good, and here's with Ewald picking up his second foul. They're going to bring Tyshawn Lyons in the game. Also, Paris Johnson is back now.
Both coaches recognizing the fast-paced nature of the game, making frequent substitutions.
Yeah, they are, and you also have to take into consideration too that one of these teams can come back and play it within 2 days. So they're going to be playing on Friday, and so you want to keep your players as well rested and hopefully away from any injuries too. Here's we see the brackets here, and Paul took them down pretty quick, but Hopkins, the #1 seed in the bracket. Robbinsdale Cooper, who St. Louis Park has split with this season, is #2. And so, again, St. Louis Park playing Washburn, Southwest against Cooper, and the winner will play on Friday night. The two winners will play against each other in that game at Osseo. And then Hopkins against South and Wayzata against Armstrong. The Wayzata-Armstrong game will be a really good game, and winner of that one will get the lucky draw of probably playing Hopkins. And Hopkins, the #1 seed and the clear favorite right now in this bracket.
One half at a time, right?
It is.
Win the first half, win the second half, then advance to play a team you've already beaten this year, and then for a matchup in the finals against Hopkins.
Right.
So
Kenny Novak was at the Armstrong game the other night. I got a chance to talk to him a little bit. So
it's a remarkable procession of players they sent into Division I basketball.
Yes, they really have. Harris pops, a little long. Rebound by Bilchik. That was Ramberg, actually, and almost a steal for the Orioles. Rogers.
Great job.
That's a little pesky #5 for the Orioles, Tyshawn Lyons. Yep.
Lyons, Paris Johnson combination on defense creates turnovers, chaos.
Warman, good defense.
It's a good double by Lyons. Great job defending his man, then helping out in the post.
Ellingson does such a great job too inside. I mean, he's played against many tall players inside. And he's just really
great ball handling by Lyons.
Player. Lyons stops, shoots, doesn't go. Quick rebound by Maggie.
Did everything right. Played great defense, got the rebound, led the transition, just didn't bury the shot. But a fabulous 30 seconds for Lyons. Look at those quick hands yet again.
Back up top.
A little bit of a mismatch, Lyons. Oh, yep. Now the Orioles like they're playing a little matchup zone. No.
Warman looking for someone to pass it to. Now goes down the lane, and Rogers doesn't get it to go, and a good rebound
Good hands.
by Peel. Yep.
Well done.
Got
Good
a lot of
defensive
pressure on him.
sequence.
Here's Lyons into the front court. Peel back to Lyons. Johnson, quick shot.
Terrific.
This is good.
Lions. Nice replace yourself move by Johnson. You get this feeling, Bruce, that Lions plus minus is very strong this game, maybe +8.
Maggie along the baseline, and he finishes. Bill on the right side, out for home. Bill takes it down the lane, gets his own rebound, put back, not
Terrific
good, and
effort.
Maggie with the rebound.
By Peel.
It was a great effort, unable to finish, and here's a chance for the lead, and it's good by Maggie, who's come in and put some points on the board. He now has 6 in the game.
Found the open space on the court. Good pass, good finish.
30-29. And a good drive by Ellingson.
Both teams passing the ball well.
The Millers have done a good job not to foul. They were stuck at 10 fouls, and they stayed there for the last 4 or 5 minutes. Tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Maggie. It'll be Orioles ball.
One of these important moments. Harris has 1 foul. You'd love for him to continue the first half without drawing another foul.
Orioles hoping to get some momentum here before halftime. They lead by 1, trying to put a little spurt together. Deontay's Ross. Aaron pass inside was stolen by Warman. And Tyshawn is called for the foul, so that's going to send Nelson to the line as they are in the bonus.
I like the way Coach Dave uses about an 8-man team. Different combinations, different fronts.
So second foul on Tyshawn. He'll take a seat on the bench, and Dvorak will replace him. This in the front
Great
end
rebound.
of the 1-and-1.
Harris Johnson does it all.
Long pass in the front court for Peel. They work it around Paris, and he travels. He saw an opening down the lane and just didn't put the ball down quick enough.
In Minnesota State High School basketball, they call traveling.
One of the few times that Paris gets called for traveling. He's doesn't make too many turnovers. Dvorak trying to get back. You can see how quick Nelson is.
Well, great job by Dvorak beating his man to the spot. Put a nice pass by Washburn.
12 points in the game for Rogers. Ellingson all the way to the hoop.
Great recognition.
Again, the Millers don't want to pick up any fouls, so they're St. Louis Park just able to take it inside, and Millers pulling back.
Up
That's
and down,
block
there's
and
a
jump
travel.
ball. Yep.
He came down with the ball, though. Why isn't it a travel?
I think they called the jump ball when he went on the block.
Oh, got it. No way.
Nelson, and got pushed. I was going to say either a travel or a foul. So
18 minutes, Bruce. Well-played game, exciting, good transition basketball, well officiated, everything you want to see in a postseason game.
Millers with a chance to tie it and maybe take the lead. Nelson to the free throw line. He missed his first front end of the 1-and-1. This one gets a good bounce. second one goes out. Deontay's lost. Had a tip by Nelson.
Quick hands, Bruce.
I knew if I leaned over, I'd probably go down, so I.
Again, things coaches don't like to see, fouls committed 50 feet from the basket.
Suarez looking to get some bench points. We have 2 in the game from Tyshawn Lyons. Free throw is so important when you get into these section games.
A good sign for the Orioles, 33 points.
But 6 free throw misses in this game so far.
That's twice they missed 2 free throws on a possession.
Foreman passes up the 3. Now here's a 3 put up, and that was a pretty shot by Bilchik.
When you're 6'6" and step out and hit the 3, it's quite the weapon.
Ellingson, and a foul called on Warman. He doesn't like it.
I'm always impressed with the Orioles. Like Izzo's Spartans, off of made baskets, good transition. They really get the ball up quickly.
Well, they called a foul on number 21, Bilchik, and that's his second. Ellingson making the first. He's now 3 of 5 from the free throw line. Rose going to bring Blake Anderson into the game, replacing Peel. Ellingson with another free throw. Full court press put on by the Orioles. Thought maybe they trapped in that.
Yeah, and on the YouTube highlights, I saw the last game, great use of mid-half court trap.
This shot, but pulled down by Rogers. And a good job by Paris Johnson with the block. Dvorak,
nice hands. I love the game without a shot clock, by the way.
right.
Truly. I know many people want the shot clock in high school basketball. I think it's a much better game without it.
Under a minute. Inside, Paris Johnson. What a move! That was a great move by Paris Johnson.
Ross delivered. You agree, Bruce? I love the game without a shot clock.
You're right.
It eliminates that 6th defender, the 30 seconds or the 35-second shot clock. There's a classic example.
And you see how he split the defense and still able to scoop that ball in. Johnson perfect from the line, 5 for 5. Orioles with a 2-point lead, 48 seconds to go.
Let's make sure Paris Johnson avoids the second
Yeah, I was
foul.
almost thinking maybe you take him out here,
yeah.
but I think for the Orioles, they may want to still see if they can finish strong.
Just don't pick up another foul right now. You've played 19 minutes with 1 foul.
Almost there.
Yeah.
Warman. The Orioles tie it up. They're going to get the ball. Warman got trapped inside the lane, and now the Orioles can go for 1 shot.
Play for 1 shot. Is that your call, Bruce?
That's my call. I'm really surprised they don't bring Ewald in just on offense here.
Good point. That 3-point shape. Yeah. 3-point
He's got
shot.
2 fouls. They just want to make sure he doesn't pick up anything, but it's the confidence I think the Orioles have in their ball handlers out right now. Ellingson back out to Johnson. 13 seconds. He's the player they want to have it. So it's in the right player's hands here. Paris tries to draw the foul and no call. Rogers launches it, almost puts it in. It was close.
Very entertaining first half. Well played.
It really
Great
was.
intensity.
It really was, and I think Coach Breitenbucher wanted a foul on that Paris Johnson shot, but I think the ref probably did the right thing not calling it with the way the fouls were called in this game. So I think you can see a lot of the frustration on from the Washburn side with the way the fouls were called in this game. But tough. It's really a tough game when both teams are playing as hard as they are to sort of call the fouls and to know, like, you know, I mean, players are going hard in, and you really have to watch, and it's a tough game to ref.
Paris didn't get the call there because he really didn't create a definitive offensive opportunity. You know, he was out looking for his jump shot without necessarily beating his man to the spot. Beat your man to the spot, you're more likely to get the call.
Right, it was definitely an isolation play, letting Paris just be the one to take it at the end of the half. And for the Orioles, they lead 38-36, and very, like you said, very entertaining first half, and fun game to announce, and we're looking forward for the second half. So stay with us here. We're at halftime at St. Louis Park. Winner of this game goes on to the section semifinal game. Right now it's 38-36 in favor of the Orioles.
Sometimes there's no do-over. Some things you can't rewind. That's when an extra safety step could mean the difference between a close call and a call to 911. Simple steps save lives. Learn more at poolsafely.gov.
Bruce Homer along with Steve Hunnix. We get ready to start the second half. Scoring in the first half, Paris Johnson led the Orioles with 13 points. Ellingson had 8, Holm 8, Ewald 4, Peel 3, and Lyons 2. For the Millers, Rogers the leading scorer with 12 points. Kelbs had 6, Maggie was 6, Warman had 5, Bilchik 3, and Nelson 1.
What do you think?
Orioles were 10 of 17 from the free throw line, and the Millers 6 of 10.
Bruce, will three-point shooting decide the game?
You know, we'll have to see. I think definitely on the Miller side of it, they seem to be hitting more threes than the Orioles, but that one short.
Great help defense by Ellingson.
Nelson slow to get up. That's a tough foul on the Orioles because that's Ewald already picking up his 3rd foul.
They needed size and guard.
Ewald sat out quite a bit in the first half. He ended up with 4 points. Nelson still on his knees on the sideline.
It's an interesting situation with the size advantage that Ewald had. He really didn't do anything other than stick out his hip to establish rebounding position now. Nelson happened to be in the way, in a sense, but he has a foul. He made the contact.
Well, the referees have been consistent on calling pretty much everything in this game.
I guess you'd describe that as a little bit of bad luck for Ewald, because he did everything right. He
It
blocked out, and probably the fact he's so much stronger led to the foul.
Right, picking it up so early here in the second half. Good to see Nelson up.
I guess he used his arm.
Right.
We'll return to my key for the game. Postseason play, prowess on the perimeter. Limit your turnovers, hit your shots, score in transition, win games.
And that's right. I think it could come down to fouls, because we've seen a lot of fouls called in the first half, and we'll see if players get in foul trouble. The Orioles this season have not had that many fouls called against them. Nice play by Lyons.
Lyons yet again making it happen on defense. And a beautiful move by Johnson.
You know, that's a lot tougher than it looks by Paris there. As the defender really did a good job getting back in the play to disrupt things. And Paris was such a smart player.
They've been a dynamic combination all night, Johnson and Lyons.
Warman. Looking for Rogers. Rogers gets it down low against Paris Johnson. Back up top.
I was going to say Holm had a great defensive possession, denying the man 2 or 3 times, but Washburn eventually scores.
40-38 the score. And that time,
a gift. Let's see if Paris can take advantage of
Ellingson
it.
got tripped up. Paris tried to get it to Ellingson, who got up late, and Warman was able to steal the basketball, getting underneath quickly, and a missed shot.
Great. Johnson makes play after play, rips a rebound.
Lyons, he had it blocked, tried to get his own rebound, and is taken down by Wheeler. Wheeler's come in and really shown a lot of energy in this game. That was a great move. Oh, Dicko.
That last possession was almost a +4. He denied a basket, Johnson, and almost scored at the other end, but they couldn't finish the basket, finish the transition play.
40-40, we're tied. Johnson holding the ball up top, waiting for Lyons to come out. Again, Ewald picking up his 3rd foul. Lyons had it batted away from behind Wheeler.
Bruce, do you think we'll see some of that trap at some point this game?
I think we will. You know, Wheeler really is a good defensive player, and he's been tough on Lyons. Let's see what happens here.
Got a little bit of a height advantage.
Peel.
Oh, yeah, the back door.
Right, and that was broken up by Wheeler. Wheeler into the front court. Nice move, couldn't get the shot to go. Gets his own rebound and puts it in.
As you correctly point out, he's been a difference maker.
And now Peel will come back and score, and that was a big basket. Orioles needed one badly there.
Coach Dave, and their transition after made baskets is spectacular for St. Louis Park.
Oh, and we're gonna get a reach in. Called on Ellingson.
You laugh when I say it's like Izzo's Spartans, but it is. Both teams do the same thing. They run very well after made baskets. It's a huge advantage.
The transition game.
Yeah,
yep.
Especially after made basket, where it's not easy to run transition. You have to be very dedicated to the proposition that you're going to rip the ball out of the basket and immediately attack.
Ellingson picking up his 1st foul, 2nd team foul for the Orioles. Rogers pass underneath. Wheeler. Boy, Nelson got hurt. Wheeler's come in and really just sort of exploded on the offensive scene here.
Orioles really don't have an answer for him so far. Good play.
Well, that's a big basket for Deontay's. Orioles have really struggled to get bench points, and Deontay's. Watch right here. As he turns around, the defender goes to guard against the 3-point shot, and Deontay's able to sink the basket.
I think Coach Dave's timeout is well advised. Need to figure out a way to control Wheeler. Wheeler's taking over the game. You want to say timeout, made a basket. Let's talk about this a little bit. Let's figure out why our defense is struggling.
Well, we
Wheeler.
saw a timeout in the first half when really Washburn had gotten on a pretty good run, and he brought in a little more defense and was able to seem to slow down Washburn. St. Louis Park went on that was a 12-0 run, and that was the big part of the game. So St. Louis Park bringing Ewald back in the game for a little more offense. He's got 3 fouls.
His 3-point shooting ability plus his physical presence is a fairly large guard.
That and his ball handling.
Yeah.
Great ball handling. So Nelson back on the bench, and I think he'll probably come back into this game at some point here. Kelbs, guarded by Ewald. Rogers looks inside, trying to get it, looking at Wheeler, but he's not open. Wheeler against Ellingson. Here's along the baseline, back up top. This is Kelbs. Kelbs with the three. Banks it.
Did he call it? Washburn doing a good job with Kelbs, Rogers, and Wheeler triangle.
Deontay's heel out for Ewald. He puts up the three, just off the mark.
It's a nice shot.
They didn't miss by much. It was right on target, but off the rim. And rebound by Johnson on the miss by the Millers.
Here's a big possession right here. Need a hoop.
Ross.
Maybe right now for Ewald. Little isolation play.
Johnson.
Oh, he drew the contact and no foul.
Ellingson.
Good job.
Ellingson
Great
was
foul
able
by
to get it.
Ellingson.
Yep.
Not sure where the call went.
Yeah, when they're calling it as tight as they are, that definitely looked like a foul. And Paris went up.
But Ellingson stayed with the play. Huge weak side offensive rebound. Good job by Ellingson.
Orioles trail by 1. Rogers for 3 off. Rebound by Ross. Deontay's into the front court. Shakes the defender. Now Ewald out for a 3. Put up and
Beautiful
in.
job. Ewald's passing, as you correctly point out, difference maker. Skip
Eric
pass
Peel.
for 3.
Eric Peel puts the 3 in. Orioles with a 2-point lead. Now 3 on the other end, a little long. Ross with the rebound. Ewald into the front court. Wheeler got in the way. And we get a foul on Ross.
Took a smart foul. Stop the ball. Surprised at that call.
Yeah, they call it,
You and I thought a foul.
I did too. So Orioles will get the basketball.
Might have been a payback for a non-call both ways.
Ross. He got up in the air, that was the problem. And Paris
Great hands by
picks
Johnson.
it up. The only defender there, and it went right to him. Now the Orioles get the ball back. Ewald has Paris Johnson open, but Ewald takes it
Oh, what a
himself.
fabulous move. What great determination. Good court sense.
You see how he kept that ball too on his left hand. Made sure it wasn't blocked.
Those are the plays that win games.
Yeah, this was, and probably a very good timeout for the Millers right now.
Again, that was one of those 4-point turnarounds, right? Looked like they were going to pick up a basket at this end.
Watch
The Orioles
Ewald
ended
here.
up scoring.
You see how he got his body in there to make sure that number 10 Dickel did not block that shot. So his body was there. The ball was more behind him, and he was able to pull it up over his head and make sure that was not blocked. Jacob Holm is going to come into the game for the Orioles.
These teams have a history of postseason play dating back to the 50s when they were in the same region. Then they met in the 78 semifinals of the state basketball tournament. Jim Peterson against Lance Burwald. You remember that game, Bruce?
That was a great game.
The Orange Crush Orioles.
At my can, I was shaking it pretty hard.
Beating Bemidji, beating Washburn, then losing to Prior Lake in the finals.
And Steve, what year did you start managing?
79.
Okay.
So next year. Statistician, though.
Okay. That's what it was.
Another great defensive play.
Lions. High alley-oop
Oh,
for Paris. He was able
what a
to
great
still
shot.
get it. He just couldn't finish. Rogers on the other end. Good job defensively by Ellingson. And a foul. I didn't see that. Ellingson looked like he had great position on that.
You know, maybe on the rebound. I don't know on the shot.
No, and but they're calling it on the shot because they're giving him 2 free throws here. I don't know if we can see that again, Paul. Nelson in the game, walking a little gingerly. Big foul. I mean, that was a big
turnaround.
Turnaround, yes it was. Makes it a 2-point game. No fouls called on Washburn right now, and Ewald with a great job again.
Now, playing Ewald and Ross at the same time. Pardon me, Ewald and Lyons.
Three. Rogers fights for the rebound, does a great job to keep it alive. Rogers passes off for Nelson. Trying to go on Ewald. Lyons got his hands in the passing lane. Now the three, not good, but again, you can see the height and the rebound by Rogers. Another rebound, that should have been a travel by Nelson. Turnarounder is good this time by Rogers.
Hard work by Washburn. Orioles got caught in some switches, which impacted their rebounding ability.
Ewald. All the way to the basket, had it blocked. The Lions.
Ross saves the possession. Great job, Lions.
Good job. Here's Johnson. That ball was deflected out of bounds. Ellingson trying to pass it into the corner.
Ellingson?
This was that call that we called the foul.
I have no idea
I
what
don't
he
know
was
what
calling.
Ellingson. They said his arm was out, but that.
It happens 100 times a game.
Right. Johnson.
That's a big time shot. Step back jump shot.
4-point Oriole lead. Nelson in the corner. Back inside, underneath. And a good finish by Rambert.
As you say, whole different half officiating-wise, and really letting him play this half.
Ellingson, and the first foul of the half called against the Millers.
Bruce, you played 30 minutes. What are your keys for the last 9 minutes and 13 seconds?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think it's going to be really got to cut the turnovers, keep good ball control, but it's really the team that's going to hit most of their shots here. I mean, it's and not miss free throws. I think this is a very evenly played game. I think very even, and it's going to come down to really who hits their shots. And
you covered the team all year. Is this the most minutes Lions has played?
He started to play more in the second half. But,
third time they've missed both ends.
I think also it's going to come
Orioles
down
in the zone.
You know, St. Louis Park's going to have to sub a little bit here just to keep players fresh. Washburn seems to have a little more on the bench. Now Ellingson picks up his third foul.
Washburn doing a good job of recognizing the zone and entering the ball from wing to post.
So Steve, you asked me, what do you think? The guy who's really watched a lot of basketball over his years in his life, and as a statistician, as a big Gopher fan, and going to all the Gopher games, what do you think?
The game always begins at the point guard, right? Who controls the game down the stretch are the point guards. And delivering the ball into the hands of your playmakers.
Spin move back up top. Lions. And Johnson is fouled. Calling a reach in. You see Paris taking it to his left side and reach in by.
Maybe got away with a little walk there. Lions always makes good decisions on the court. Very impressed with him.
So we're down to 8:23. 55-54, 1-point game.
There's your corner three. The
There
three, there you go. Excellent ball movement. That extra pass.
They call it a 2.
Oh, really?
Chance to tie it up by Maggie, not good.
Chance of
Johnson on the
transition for
break.
the Orioles.
And he finishes. Paris Johnson, 2 quick baskets. And Rogers, put back is good. So the 2 big players in the game, Johnson and Rogers
blows.
now going back to back.
To use a metaphor, boxing, heavyweight contenders, exchanging blows.
Orioles slow it down. Now they'll take it to the basket. Ewald, and he draws a foul. So Ewald will go to the free throw line.
Bruce, down the stretch, you want Johnson with a touch on every possession, right? Paris Johnson.
Well, you do. He's got 8 points here so far in the second half, 21 for the game.
He gets a touch, the defense has to react.
Ewald 1 for 2 from the free throw line. Orioles have struggled mightily from the line in this game. They could have a pretty big lead if they were hitting their free throws. And big free throw for Ewald.
I think if Lions hits Johnson on the flash post, Ewald is open here.
Second free
Let's see
throw
if the
missed
Orioles
by the
try it.
Orioles. 4-point game, 60-56. Rogers had it tipped out of bounds. Last touch
hands
by the Millers.
My play is have Lions to Johnson, flash post. Should find Ewald open near the top of the key for a three.
Ewald takes it himself, gets his rebound, couldn't get it to go. Back again.
Beautiful job.
What a great effort by Cole Ewald.
And to score with Johnson on the bench is huge. Great play by Ewald.
11 points in the game for Ewald. 7 here in the second half. Nelson, that's a nice move. Into the front court, a 3 put up, not good. And a foul on the Orioles. Nelson goes down hard again. Nelson and Lyons sort of
eyeing each
going at it
other
a little
warily.
bit, right?
Foul on Lions. One thought, they threw up a quick 3 on that possession. With Paris Johnson on the bench, you really want to take your time on your possessions. You get a good shot. No quick 3s.
Orioles now put some pressure on the ball. And that brings Wheeler into the backcourt to help out.
Tough matchup for Ross against
Rogers. Nelson had the rebound, but
great job by Lions.
pulls it away.
Let's see if we can set up Ewald for a 3.
The Lions quick floater, and Evenson couldn't get the rebound. That came down to Warmer. Too quick on that possession.
I think so.
A wide open in the corner. But a great job by Nelson, and you see Lions.
Lions made the play, kept the ball alive.
Orioles keeping the ball moving. Spin move by Ewald. Stop, shoots off the mark.
Great rebound by Ellingson. Good
and
try.
he had it pulled away,
Ross again making a huge play.
Right, that's Lions, and Lions
Lions
getting roughed up, and
Lions.
Both coaches going in there to break it up. Nelson and Lions may need a little break here.
Andy Ewald, the athletic director, immediately grabbing Lions.
We don't see that too often,
No.
but they did a good job to stop this from getting out of line.
From escalating. Both coaches.
Look at Rogers. He is not happy over there either. And they don't want Rogers to be kicked out of this game.
It's important for the officials to gather the teams together, gather the coaches together, say, folks, we got to calm down here. The athletic directors look like they're talking.
They want to get all the players over to the bench.
Yeah.
The referees will try and sort this out. I don't know, Paul, if we have a replay of what happened over there. But I think it's a lot of verbal stuff going on, too. Because
The Lions has been battling hard the entire game.
he's frustrated them a little bit, yeah.
I think Washburn is still angry over that technical from the first half of the flagrant foul. Now the officials have a tough one. They don't want to decide the game by assessing technical fouls in an elimination game.
Now you get a player coming over talking to his father.
Yes, here we go.
Okay, so Lions
Lions.
ripping the ball.
Oh, he got hit in the face. Oh, I think Tucker Hansen might have given a little bit of an extra nudge.
Referees, I'm surprised they want to
I
come
think they
over
should
here and
come
look
over
at
and
the
take a look.
replay. Yeah.
They should really should. Did they ever do that, Bruce? Come and look?
I don't think they've ever looked at replays, but
They're probably not going to start now.
no, I don't think so.
But it would be helpful to look at. Oh, you should tell Andy they should look at the replay. Can't get his attention.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they really can do that. I don't think they can, but see if they go talk to them. I think the athletic director's going to go over and see if they want to watch the monitor. But I don't think they can. I was thinking high school, the replay is not available in high school, I don't believe. But in this kind of game, in this tight situation, it really wouldn't hurt for them to watch and just make sure that
not necessarily to make the call, but at least to have some idea what happened.
Right. So we continue to have a stoppage here as the referees still try and sort this
Well,
out.
they're trying to do the right thing, figure it out, but it's tough to do without a replay.
It really slows down the momentum of this game.
Well, that's partially helpful. I think everybody's got to cool
you're
off.
right, yeah. You know, and you can't say the refs let this thing
No.
get out of hand because they were calling a lot of fouls.
That's it.
It's just a very hard-fought game. Both teams fighting really to get, and you can see like Lions fighting for every ball. I mean, his hand is in there. He is really playing tough defense, and I think it got, it was a little frustrating, and we did see some elbows flying. And
It's an elimination game. Well, here we go again. We'll get a better view of it.
yeah,
Now I think Hansen might be a little frustrated because.
yeah, the hand came up in the face.
Ooh.
Oh, and there's a.
Now Hansen was initially frustrated. I think Lions might have accidentally got him in the face.
Right, you can see the coaches getting in there and trying to really pull the players back. Breitenbucher doing what he can to really make sure this thing didn't get out of line even further, as well as Ewald over there. So.
What would you say? I think it's safe to say that they should just let the play on from here.
I don't think they really know what they're going to do because otherwise they would have had this already decided. So.
I think the most important thing is regain control of the game. Don't assess any technicals because it's too hard to go back.
But I think you just have to warn both teams
Yes.
that you're going to call it tight, and they're going to have to, with the possession, it'll probably be a jump ball, and they'll probably just give the ball to the team with the possession arrow.
If there's too much uncertainty.
You can see Rogers very irate too as well over there.
Well, this is something you wouldn't have had available, say, in the KDXL days, Bruce.
No, this is absolutely
replay.
This could make highlights on the news. This would be a good footage of how this game got pretty. I mean, it's a pretty hard-fought game for both teams. And
high level of intensity, elimination
that's
game.
Exactly it.
Let's be thankful that there were no punches thrown. And hopefully the referees have sorted it out. We'll continue to play.
Right, they'll get both coaches over there. And the big thing is that the fans and everyone stay calm.
Yes. The coaches knew what to do. The athletic directors knew what to do.
We also saw a lot of players come running on the court. I don't know if they can assess.
Well, that might be an issue right there.
Right.
Is the players who came on the court. Now, college basketball, automatic technical foul and ejection for any player that comes on the court.
Which in this situation, you know, really, you're really, the players are coming on to try and help keep players away. There's no one throwing punches coming on trying to push at anyone. It was really just trying to take your own players and pull them away from the action. So
sort of a conundrum because you want someone to help control the situation. Ask them to run the replay. You can see the players coming in. You can identify who it is that came off the bench.
Well, and I think almost all the players are off the bench. Paul, I don't know if you want to show it one more time here. We'll see. I think the players all left the bench. So
then you'd end up with a 5-on-5 game.
then it's a key of who is on the court, because you want your best players on the court at that point.
Well, the 5 guys playing, of course, are entitled to be on the court. So it's 20. Ooh, that's a pretty brutal.
Right.
There's at least 2 Orioles on the court.
A lot of white, too.
Now, the players who never stepped on the court were smart. They walked around the perimeter of the court. Now, maybe it's the rules leaving the bench, perhaps.
You see a lot of players still on the bench for the Orioles. But a lot of white.
But you're right, Bruce. This is actually a perfect opportunity for them to use a replay, but since it's not universally available, this happened 2 years ago at the Alabama-Minnesota basketball game.
Look at Howard over there. He's sweating it out. He's like trying to figure out how to work the scorebook on this. And I think Ewald's pointing to, or I think Breitenbucher is pointing to Ewald. I don't know if they're going to assess free throws.
Washburn 10, also, the entire Washburn bench has been ejected from the game
The Washburn bench is ejected from this game, as we mentioned, that could have been, that was an issue. Ewell making the first free throw. They'll have 2. I have seen that happen once before where a bunch of the bench was ejected. Wasn't Washburn, didn't they have free throws too? So I thought they call a foul on, technical on the Orioles, like Tyshawn too. So Tyshawn Lyons got technical.
From the replay, without identifying who did what, there was certainly a missed call against Washburn on the slap across the face.
So there is one bench player for Washburn right now.
Important for everyone to remain calm.
Ooh. Well, and Paris Johnson got a lot of rest too. Paris missing the free throw, and Orioles get the ball. Ewald. You got to slow it down because your adrenaline is just really pumping. Six-point Oriole lead. They're going to make the Millers
come out and defend. Well, given that Washburn has no bench, the Orioles probably want to attack aggressively.
Well, I see him foul too. And we get a foul on the Millers.
What's the foul trouble situation for Washburn?
You know, I didn't keep all that, but we'll see on the scoreboard here. Yeah. That's the first on Wheeler. Ewald for 3 is partially blocked, out of bounds, and off the leg of one of the Miller players. This is where they're going to have to bring in maybe some people at the end of this game if St. Louis Park does win this game to really control the crowd.
Yes.
And everything.
It certainly generated a lot of interest in the last few minutes.
Again, Paris Johnson missing a three-point shot. Paris with the steal. Could have been a foul there on Nelson.
6-point lead in the ball. Huge time for a hoop.
Orioles taking some time off of the clock again. Spin move. Player open for a 3, but Ewald takes it himself. That was a play he should have passed it out. He had Peel wide open for a 3. Now Nelson had it blocked. No call. And it'll be Miller's ball.
Dinah Kits.
Ewald playing with 3 fouls. Nelson. And a foul on Johnson. So that's going to send the Millers to the free throw line. They're in the bonus with 3:53 to go. Warman, who's 1 for 2 from the free throw line, will go to the line. 3 minutes, 53 seconds remaining. 64-58. We did have a stoppage for a while, but we're back playing, and big free throws here. Front end of the 1-and-1 rolls out.
Missed huge
Johnson
rebound.
with the rebound. And we get a foul on the Millers. Only their 6th foul.
I'm sure Coach Day would love to put Lyons back in the game, but he's probably being very cautious about it.
Deontay's into the front court. all the way to the.
There's your
big
play.
hit. There's a three. It's good. Peel.
What you wanted last possession.
That's what I wanted. We
We
got her 11 points for Peel. Third three of the game. Nelson blocked by Ewald. Out of bounds. And it'll be Miller's ball.
That was a
Nelson.
huge three by Peel.
Three put up and in by Rogers.
Clutch threes each way, Bruce. Beautiful job. Textbook press break by St. Louis Park.
And Ellingston draws the foul. And again, the Millers don't have many bench players, so they could start tiring too as this game goes on.
I love the way the Orioles ran the break. Sideline, middle of the court, back out corner.
Ellingston missed his last two free throws. Now 3 for 7 from the line. I think St. Louis Park's going to take a timeout.
Yeah, it looks like there's some dispute on the bench as to the number of fouls the player has committed.
Well, if that's number 5, they're saying it's number 5, so that stops the play. And if it is number 5, the only bench player, Hansen, will have to come into the game. Again, winner of this game goes on to play the winner of the Cooper Minneapolis South game on Friday night. Be a doubleheader. Hopkins is playing Minneapolis South. Winner of that game goes on to play the winner of the Robbinsdale Armstrong Wayzata game.
The game, Bruce, does not lack for drama tonight.
It does not. It really doesn't. And really coming into this game, I knew it would be a pretty close game, and it is that. And both teams have fought hard, and they're gonna not going to be the 5th foul.
Why is that one? They call 1 and 1? That 2-shot foul.
There's 2 shots. Well, the Washburn fans are starting to put a little noise here to help their team get back, because Ellingston missing the first. He's now missed 3 in a row. He's normally a very good free throw shooter. Pair of misses. You said we have a lot of double misses in this game.
4
Rogers on the other end. And a charge called against Rogers. Ellingson did his job on the other end. You see Rogers just saying, it's got to be in my hands. I gotta try and win this game for our team. That time the Orioles had good defense up the middle.
And Coach Dave's team has high basketball IQ. Great charge. Recognized the player out of control, held his position.
Well, and I think St. Louis Park will try and take some time off. They've got a 2-possession lead as a 6-point game. 67-61, 3:09 remaining.
Got to be cautious, though. I mean, you got to be careful about taking the air out of the ball and lose your momentum offensively. Got a perfect shot right here.
Nice play. But Ellingson misses, puts it back up, and he draws the foul.
No offensive foul. No? Nope, it's an offensive foul.
You're right.
And
so here comes the Millers now, trailing by 6.
that's a big call.
That was. Well, they'll get to the free throw line. They got their great free throw shooter, so no time off the clock, and now the Millers will go to the line. 4 for 4 is Rogers. Misses the front end, but a nice rebound by Wheeler, and a foul on the Orioles. Could be Paris' third, I think.
Wheeler, a great rebound off the missed free throw.
I think they're calling it on Deontay's Ross, his first. And Wheeler hits the first. Five points in the game for Wheeler. Off the front of the rim, Peel with the rebound. Now Ross. They say that the ball was deflected out of bounds.
Orioles gotten away from getting the ball through Johnson.
I was just, actually, that was my comment. I was just going to say that they need to get the ball in the Paris' hands, let them take it.
Or just let him touch to set up the possession. The offense needs to flow through Paris.
Ewald floater, not good. And the rebound by Nelson. Orioles need a good defensive stance here. High alley-oop pass. And Wheeler finishes. Down to a one-possession game.
Orioles need to attack the basket.
Ross, he takes the shot, misses. They're not letting Paris take these shots here, and that's, Orioles are going to need a timeout if Washburn scores here. Wheeler down the lane. His shot doesn't go. Good rebound. Put back is good by Dickel.
As they'd say, a spirited comeback by Washburn.
Paris Deontay. And we're going to foul on Nelson. That'll send Ewald to the line, shooting the 1-and-1.
I wonder if the coach would like to put Lyons back in the game, but is a little bit concerned about.
He is back.
Sparky. Oh, he's back. Oh, thanks. There he's back in the game.
Ewald makes the free throw.
Clutch free throw. Front rim, back rim, in.
He followed it in. He thought it was going to be short, but he was able to get that one to go. That's off the mark. Millers with a chance to tie or take the lead. Rogers, his shot, in and out. Rebound by Johnson. Orioles get the ball into Ewald's hand. And Orioles will take a timeout. 68-62, 1:22 to go, and both teams in the double bonus right now.
So much more strategy without the shot clock, right?
It is.
Some more options.
It really is, but you want to see St. Louis Park attack the basket if they can. You don't want to see them pull it out, and we've just seen that happen too many times where teams pull it out, they get out of their rhythm, and all of a sudden another team steals the ball and they have a chance to tie the game, and then you got to get back in your rhythm after being out of your rhythm. So,
taking the air out of the ball in offense in basketball is like prevent defense in football. It usually does the exact opposite of what you're trying to accomplish, right? You turn the ball over in basketball, give up touchdowns in football.
Athletic Director Ewald talking to the officials at center court. Probably wanting to maintain control here.
What play would you run, Bruce?
Well, I'd say you just got to keep, you're going to move the ball around as much as you can, but you're going to look for someone cutting inside, but maybe you get Peel over on the outside again shooting that three.
You need a touch for Johnson in the lane, right? And that opens up the entire offense. And then you have so many options because they collapse on Johnson. And then you have the pitch three, or you have a...
Well, and I think you'd like to have Johnson maybe take the ball to the basket and draw a foul. Ewald, and it was out of bounds, and fans thinking it should have been Washburn's ball. Ewald. Peel, now Ewald. Down to almost a minute.
At some point, Washburn may have to think about fouling.
Ewald to Peel. Back to Ewald, we're at 57 seconds.
Look for a backdoor cut, huh? Yeah.
And there's the foul. So Ewald will go to the line shooting two, 53 seconds remaining in regulation. Deontay's Ross will be ready to check back in for defense for the Orioles.
Ellington doing a little bit of coaching on the floor, making sure everybody knows their game plan on defense.
Ewald misses the first. So regardless of what happens here, it'll be a one-possession game. Big basket. 3-point game. St. Louis Park will take a 20-second timeout.
Would you press? How about a trap now?
Well, they could.
I would use the trap.
But I think the Orioles may be a very tired team because they haven't subbed. Paris Johnson has been in this pretty much this entire second half, and I think they may have to just put a couple guys back deep. We'll see.
I like the idea of a surprise trap at midcourt. See if you can force a turnover.
Still plenty of time.
Washburn to play for a 2 or a 3, Bruce.
I think you got to go for a 2 if you're Washburn. You can extend this game out. It's still 53 seconds, plenty of time.
I think if you get a quick open look for a 3, you take it. Otherwise, you run your offense and see what the best shot you can.
And I think the offense goes to Rogers, number 23 here. And the Orioles are not pressing. And here's Rogers with the ball into the front court.
Oh,
Rogers had it stolen by Paris Johnson. Johnson to the basket, draws the foul.
Great play. Saw so much of that in the replays. Johnson making a play in the perimeter for a transition basket.
Big players make big plays. That was a big one right there. Now they have to hit the free throws, and Paris missing that one. A lot of missed free throws here for the Orioles in the second half.
Let's be more positive. Need the one right now, right?
They do, and
For the two
again, when you're seeing these misses, it's the players' legs are just they have their legs underneath them late in the game.
Good focus.
4-point game.
This is why you need to press. You don't want to give them that advantage.
Nelson all the way to the basket, and he draws the foul.
I would say that's the one thing you didn't want to do.
But you're a guy who's 1 for 3 from the line will go to the line shooting 2.
Congratulations to both teams for playing very hard tonight. Excellent
Really.
basketball.
Really, and they paired this game very evenly. Big free throw for Jamar Nelson. The junior guard averages 10 points per game. He has 4 tonight. Big pair, 70-68. Get in the front court, and Ewald pushed to do that. And now we'll get a foul. And Deontay Ross, who has not made free throws. We got the, let's see if Ewald pushed off here. Yeah, he used the off arm, but I think a little
embellishment perhaps.
Yeah. Yeah, these fans are very frustrated with officiating, and I think they may need security here at the end of this game. Deontay Ross.
Oh, clutch free throw by Ross.
He was 0 for 2.
But in the big moment, he steps up. Orioles need to move their feet and not use their hands.
And the Orioles have had a lot of tight games. Big free throw. Orioles have had a lot of tight games. They had one against Cooper. They've had a number of games that have gone down to the wire. So they're experienced in this position.
Great defense by Ross.
Nelson shot, misses, rebound, put back up and in by Dickel, and we're going to get timeout.
That would have been a critical rebound to grab there, 4-point lead.
Yeah, that would have forced them to foul the Orioles, but again, you had Peel underneath. You didn't have the height, and it was a great rebound by Nile.
Well, the offensive team down by 4 is the advantage because you're going to send 5 to the boards under those circumstances. Tough to block out.
The Orioles have to put their best shooters on the floor right now, free throw shooters.
So the key will be is in the last possession, Ewald got forced to the corner. Want to keep the ball in the center of the court. Don't allow the sideline out of bounds to become a defender.
Or maybe into the hands of Paris Johnson too,
yeah.
And let him go to the free throw line.
Important. But as we've been saying all along, we expected a tight game. We have a tight game.
And it really
is
a
one-possession game.
And a 72-70 game, so a good high-scoring contest too.
It's like what you like to see. Teams attacking the basket.
I'm nervous here, Steve.
Listen to
I get quiet as the game. Instead of getting my intensity, I get nervous and I start shutting down. We gotta get up here. We got 72-70 Oriole ball, 18 seconds to go.
You're letting the picture tell the story.
There's no bench except for one player on the bench for the Millers. They've done a great job. Orioles called the timeout right before the 5-second, and that ball may have been, that was a tough throw right down the middle of the lane, could have been picked off, and Washburn could have got a quick basket. So
I think they were trying to throw the long pass, but he didn't have enough confidence in making the pass.
Well, give the Millers a lot of credit. They are fighting right to the finish here, and they've not had, they've had a lot of reserves that had to go to the locker room as they left the bench. I think, was there about 7 minutes remaining?
About 4 minutes maybe? I should have noted that.
Yeah, I think it was like maybe closer to 7, but
they were fortunate in one respect that they weren't assigned technical fouls for each player that left the bench.
Right.
I think that's what happened in college basketball. Peel will throw the ball in bounds. Orioles in a 1-4 stack, or non-stack.
And they get it to Ewald, who's trapped.
Good job by Ewald. Excellent job by the Orioles.
Into the front court. Tyshawn is fouled.
Yep.
By Wheeler.
That was very nicely executed. In, out, in, out.
So now Lions will go to the line shooting 2.
Make your free throws, win the game, right?
That's correct. 11 seconds remaining in regulation. 72-70, Orioles lead. Tyshawn Lyons, first time at the free throw line.
He's my MVP for the game, so he's going to hit the free throws.
And he gets makes the first. This is a big one right here.
He's been terrific. Way to go, Tyshawn.
He'll be back next year, too, with Paris.
Let's win today and play one more game, and then another game. Get in there.
Tyshawn, second one off the mark.
Now they got to look for a three. So defend the perimeter, guys.
And we get a timeout. So now with 7 seconds, the Orioles have a decision to make. Do you foul or do you let them take a three?
The age-old philosophical question. The coaches are nervous about fouling because a lot of difficult things can happen at the free throw line too.
Right, you could, and it could be a 4-point play too. So you know, if you don't foul early enough. I think you let them.
I always think
you let them take the three, because I mean, and hope you're guarding. And
my theory always is
worst case scenario, right? It's overtime.
The inbounds man with 7 seconds, unless you do a replace yourself, isn't likely to get the ball. So you have 4 perimeter players guarding really their three, because they'll probably keep a big man in the game in case they need to rebound. You should be able to defend the three fairly well.
Well, I think you got to look at who has made threes in this game too, and it's number 11, Kelbs has 2 threes, and number 23, Rogers has 1. So those are your players, and maybe you bring because Maggie's not in the game, so
yeah,
he was one of the bench players.
So they don't.
They are.
They don't have 11. You're right. Good point.
They are bringing Hansen in the game, so.
Well, they've got to shoot the three. I can't imagine they're going to look for a two.
I think you're right. Yeah, at this point you have to go for 3. Nelson's going to inbound the ball. I think they may make Wheeler come back into the game. I don't know.
You know why that's the case?
I do not. There's been a lot of things they don't know tonight. Rogers. Wheeler back to Rogers. He's the one they want to take the shot. It's off the mark. Orioles with the rebound, and the game ends as Paris Johnson dribbles the ball out, and the game is over. And the Orioles have won this one 73-70. And Coach Ewald is, or not Coach Ewald, but Athletic Director Ewald is trying to make sure that everyone maintains.
We're helping to maintain
here.
It was a well-played game. Some tempers. I think the officials did a good job of gaining control of the game.
I would not have wanted to be an official tonight in this game.
Oh. Let's look forward. Excellent game.
Yes.
We have a semifinal region game coming up. That's exciting, right, Bruce?
Absolutely. Absolutely. They're 2 games from state tournament.
Exactly. That's how you have to look at it, right?
That's correct.
A winnable game. They've already beaten, well, presuming it is Cooper. When does that game play? Tomorrow?
I think they're playing tonight.
Tonight,
and then,
right.
And then Friday would be the
semifinal
game. So that's what we could say. It's a hard-fought game.
Yeah.
And that was literally hard fought. So again, credit to these Washburn fans for just holding their composure here at the end of the game here. So.
Lions, my MVP, came in the game in the first half after Washburn grabbed the lead. It was a good change of pace on defense, deflected balls the entire game, made plays, grabbed 3 rebounds for a guard, made a free throw to give him a 2-possession lead, right?
Correct.
frustrated Washburn on top of everything else. Great game.
Well, you know, you look at a lot of key players in this game. Eric Peel hitting those threes from the corner. Those were big threes that he hit. Cole Ewald, how he played tonight was amazing. He got in foul trouble, but played in a great second half. And then can't say enough about Paris Johnson and what he did in this game. So.
Everybody playing a role, right?
Correct. And
Leading to a
you even got to see some bench scoring. Deontay Ross, not a scorer for the Orioles, but a great defensive player. He came up with 4 points and had those 2 free throws in the second half.
Well, since 2020, since 2020 began, the Orioles are 9-6. It's an impressive record. Look at it that way, right? After a tough start with some difficult opponents, they've settled in to a strong second half, and now they get a chance to advance to the finals. They have a winnable game in the section semis.
Well, and this game is going to really help them when you play a team like Cooper that plays so hard and plays aggressive. Beating a team like Washburn who played that kind of style is going to only help you when you play a team like Cooper. So,
tell us again, game time Friday.
Well, we're not sure yet.
Okay.
It's to be determined, but I believe that they are the second game, and I think if I remember right, they're 5 and 7 are the times of the games.
Okay.
But it will be played at Osseo Junior High, or is it the senior? I think it's a junior high. So, nope, no, they moved it to Osseo High School. They used to always play the games at the junior high.
Okay.
They had that great scoreboard in the middle of the court, but now they're at the Osseo High School. So, anyways, Steve, a very exciting game, and you got to witness it tonight.
Always a pleasure working with the legend, Bruce Hoberman. Great to see a St. Louis Park postseason victory, right?
Absolutely.
It's been 40 years since the boys advanced to the state tournament. Now they're within 2 games.
They are. And,
right.
One down and take one at a time.
Exactly. And wouldn't it be exciting to win the semifinal game and presuming it's Hopkins, have an old-fashioned late conference region final, St. Louis Park versus Hopkins, right?
Right.
And then one game, 40 minutes, anything can happen, Bruce.
It sure can. And St. Louis Park played Hopkins tough the first time they played this year, but Kerwin Walton wasn't in the game, and that makes a big difference for Hopkins.
That might make a difference.
Correct. Anyways, we want to, again, thank everyone for joining us for tonight's game. We want to thank our crew, our camera people, our producers, everyone who's helped put this game together. They do an outstanding job all year. And on behalf of Steve Hunnix, who was such an expert and coming in at the last minute on my call, thanks again, Steve. Final score tonight here from St. Louis Park. Orioles 73, Washburn 70. Orioles on their way to the semifinals of Section 6 4A. So long.